r/off my chest. Accurate passage 1272 says, I'm disgusted by the men I love, and it's ruining my life. Help. I'm 25F. My father has made comments about other women being beautiful my whole life. He said my brother should break up with his girlfriend, since his college will be ripe for the picking after seeing the girls on campus. My dad will make comments about how fit women we see are in front of my mom, and wonders out loud if a woman we see has gotten plastic surgery. I've never heard him tell my mom a positive thing about her appearance. She's stunning and always has been. He made a comment over Christmas break when I was 16 that my mom's hair was thinning. I've never forgotten or forgiven him. When I was in high school, there were multiple group chats of guys who would trade their girlfriends' nudes with each other. Guys who had been dating their girlfriends for multiple years would do it. One girl tried to k/ll herself. My first love and I were long distance for a short period of time. When I would visit, he would pressure me endlessly to make a sex tape so he didn't have to watch porn. I did it. He showed his friends. Every woman has stories like this, and I know I'm not an exception. I'm currently dating a man who I thought was good and the one. I thought he was different and loving and perfect. 2 years into our relationship, we were sitting on the couch and one of his friends showed him a meme. I can't remember what it was, but it was a funny caption and then 3 pretty women smiling, and we all laughed. His friend asked him, "You get it though, right? You know who they are?" And my boyfriend kept laughing and nodded. They were pornsters, apparently well known, and all guys know who they are. I could have, I'm thrown up. I get sick to my stomach thinking about it. This perfect person, this amazing man I thought I had a future with, watches porn enough to know the faces of well-known actresses. I genuinely thought the world wasn't like this. I genuinely thought my whole life that there were truly good men out there and that I found one. I refuse to accept a reality where someone you love and have great sex with and who loves you and you want a future together and kids and all of the things watches naked women on the internet for pleasure. Has you in his life and still makes the decision that you aren't enough and he needs to watch naked women get ed on the internet. I hate them. I hate men so much. All faith I had is gone. I'm done. Shawarm Origin says, this post is heartbreaking for many reasons. It's sad to past trauma from friends, other guys, and your dad's behavior that just unleashed on your boyfriend. Him watching porn isn't about you not being good enough. You've read this elsewhere and don't believe it, but it's true. Him masturbating isn't because you don't have good sex. If you have an issue with him watching porn, why not express that to him and explain what's going on? He's being judged over something that you haven't communicated to him. Or maybe you have. But your post isn't reading like you've had this open conversation with him. Porn aside for a minute. Is he good to you? Are you both happy? Are you happy with him? Is that not worth at least an honest conversation? He can't be responsible for your feelings and expectations if you've never communicated it to him. Your feelings are valid. How you view porn and don't like it is valid. Talk to him about it. Bring him into the picture and go from there. There are no perfect people. There are people with flaws that we are willing to accept and live with because we love them, make us happy, and are genuinely good people and a good fit. Is he that person to you? If porn is a deal breaker to you, tell him. If he's not accepting and you move on, mention it to the next person you get together with before it gets. Sharp39 says, well, most of the pornsters I know are just from memes, so like it's not crazy to know who they are. Like you don't need to be a porn addict to know who people are. IDK, maybe that's just me, but half the pornster memes you can just tell from the look or the meme itself. r/off my chest. Beth Koo says, I feel like life and society got way worse since the beginning of COVID. Doesn't matter if it's politics, became extremely aggressive and emotional since then. The economy, inflation, the news, way more alarming than before in my opinion, and also way more emotional, or the world itself, wars, kind of feels like there will be happen more bad stuff. I just feel like that COVID was some kind of a turning point. The people around me all got more political and can't stand different opinions way less than before, no matter their political beliefs. I can't remember that it was this way before 2020. Sometimes I just want to stop watching the news and the usage of social media and just start focusing on some irrelevant stuff like football and sports and nothing else, but it feels kind of wrong. Am I wrong with this feeling? Bounded Bounderers says, perspective. The world was already going to shit, COVID just exposed it. Nthroop1 says, COVID made society at large realize that Gov doesn't give two shits about the average person, and when shit really hits the fan we are all on our own. Some have been aware of this prior to the pandemic, but I think the blinders are off for a large swathe of the population. Hence an uptick in fear-driven aggression, depression, and doom and gloom stories in the news. Introverted Passenger says, I know this is a rather pessimistic take, but I believe COVID, not the event itself, but rather the time period, was the beginning of a downward spiral for the world as we knew it. Zeppelin20 says, you nailed it in the third paragraph. The two worst things to happen to society recently are social media and the 24/7 news cycle. Remember how the news used to come on like 2x/day? It's just sensationalist nonsense designed to make you feel anxious. I don't watch. r/off my chest. I feel terribly says, my BF keeps pics of his ex as they are treasured memories to him. So why this is upsetting as end of 2022, he told me he met someone way better than me and I should prove why he should choose me. He did end up leaving and dating this girl till she left him. And then few months later we got into contact again. Turns out he messaged her days before contacting me and she rejected him. When we started dating again, he used to keep speaking about her. He kept her number and pics and everything. Then told me he wanted to keep them as memories. But it hurts because he deleted all of our pics and stuff. Worst part is he clearly cheated on me with this girl. He says it was just emotional, but they started dating days after he left me. He says I'm being dramatic, but this hurts a lot. Maelstrom says, respect yourself. Drom123 says, he doesn't care about you, respect you, love you, or like you. You're clearly just his backup/second choice, a placeholder, so why are you still with him? Ash Cabane says, why are you with him? He's clearly not as into you as you are into him. You deserve better than to be second choice. Dear Parsnip 6802 says, if you are happy to be someone's backup plan, that's up to you. You do realize you deserve better, don't you? Kissanetanant says, you like being a doormat? Have some respect for yourself. Clean Snake says, let's recap. 1. He invalidated and belittled you by saying to your face that he found someone way better than you and you had to prove to him why he should date you. 2. He likely cheated on you with this woman and left you for her without so much as a second glance or even a hint of remorse. 3. She left him, and then after trying to get her back first, he then comes to you, so you were a backup plan. 4. Finally, while dating you again, he wants to keep everything he got out of the relationship with this other woman as memories, but didn't bother with giving you. r/off my chest. Professional for 7477 says, I wish I could hide my black skin a lot of the time. I'm a black man, and have lived in many places. USA, Latin America, at least 3 European countries, and I just wish that I could hide my skin color most of the time. I always have to be extra polite, never argue in public, lest I be that angry black man. I have to be careful not to take any bags into a supermarket, lest I get asked for it to be searched again. When I've wanted to buy alcohol as part of my grocery shopping, suddenly two attendants appear out of nowhere. People have been flat out rude, been made to feel unwelcome in many shops. Every time I go traveling, or to a new area, I'm always nervous upon walking into a new pub/cafe. Taxi drivers have refused to take me, but will take my white friends. Traveling through customs is the same. Where are you coming from? Why are you here? Can I search your bag? Then I look around, and it's me and the other black dude who was on the train/flight/boat. Being out in black is terrible. Really sucks. Unless people know you, you are treated with suspicion. I'm a teacher. I have graduated from a top university in the UK with a degree in chemistry, but the very first thing people ask once they find out I'm a teacher is, "Oh, a pet/gym teacher then?" I'm sick of it. I wish I could go in the closet, as it were, and camouflage myself when I travel to new places. Joy off Becoming says, "Bro is venting about racism and the comments are racist too. I hate people sometimes. I'm so sorry you've been through this." Spinky0314 says, "When I was stationed in Turkey, I had a friend who was black. Walking around with her was like walking around with a celebrity. She was a cute little sort of shy Texan and would startle a bit as the Turkish people would stare, and some would even run up excited and ask to take a picture with her. At first, I was like, whoa, that's neat. You're like a star. But the more we hung out, and the more I saw this happening, the more I realized that she, especially in Texas, must have dealt with this sort of othering her whole life. They can't just see a fellow person. They see a black person. We've made progress as humanity and within cultures. But there is still a long way to go. I'm sorry you have to live with systemic and implicit racism." Zenny Alma Maid says, "I'm sorry you're going through something like that. It sounds extremely difficult to deal with." That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.